Ah, yo, what up? Uh, so I want to talk about the Drake album real quick, right? So last night, in the evening, or when did it drop? In the afternoon? Not sure, but yesterday, Drake dropped the Iceman album, and I listened to it a little bit, and later on, because I'm not like a current, I'm not a new Drake fan. I'm pre comeback season. I'm pre Young Money Drake, right? I used to listen to him way back when he used to drop comeback season and all of these tapes before he got out of Young Money. I'm a fan of that Drake, not this Drake, right? Which is no shade, just preference, right? I used to like his rap style back then, not now. So I'm not really particularly. I'm not a hater, but I'm not so much of a fan either anymore. But yeah, so I don't want to talk about specifically the music within the album. I want to talk about the rollout, and the fact that he released three albums. Um, I don't know if it was all at once, but he basically released three albums in one day, right? Or at the same time, or however it actually happened, because I'm not entirely sure with the nuances of that. But basically, the thing is, with him dropping the three albums, it to me is a bad move um, for particular reasons, right? One of those reasons is too many songs, dog. You're already an artist who is known for having way too many songs, and then you thought it was a good idea to make too many songs for your listeners. I think that was not necessarily like a bad idea, but it was poorly executed, right? To me, I mean, I haven't really worked on rollouts, and I'm not gonna certainly not gonna compare to myself to the people who work on Drake's rollouts, right? I'm not gonna do that. But my point is, what I think they should have went about it is he should have the episodes, right? So he did promo episodes for before the release, right? So I guess the promo episodes were part of the rollout. Um I didn't I didn't watch all of the episode. I literally watched the first episode, and when it was, what was it, 5 minutes of nothingness, I was like, I'm not doing that to myself, right? But because I still don't understand the concept behind Iceman as it is, but sure, granted, I'm not, um, I don't follow his stuff like that anymore. But I say that to say, um, I think what he should have done was introduce these other two tapes, which again, I'm not sure if he did or did not, but I think he should have introduced songs from these other two tapes. I forgot what the other albums are called. The other one is called Habibi or something like that. I don't know, but yeah. Anyway, he should have released some of the songs from the other two albums in he should have included them in each of the episodes of the Iceman, right? So when people listen to Iceman, they kind of look for tracks from the other tapes. But you release Iceman like yesterday, last night, whatever. You release Iceman, and then the anticipation that people have, because Drake has a really big following, he uses that in anticipation to garner people's attention, right? So now you're listening to the tape and your attention is kind of stuck on the familiarity of the rollout, right? You're looking for the songs that were promoted in the rollout. You're looking for cues and clues, and because these days that's just how music was. And from how I saw it, since Drake is somewhat piggybacking off of the battle between him and Kendrick. I think he should have, since he's piggybacking off of that, I think that's why people kind of have that expectation, to reference this with that, and I think that's what he also did with the whole tape. But I think it was very poorly executed. But that's just for me. I think he should have included the tracks from the other tapes, right? So when you're listening to the album, the Iceman album, now you're stuck there thinking, wait, I'm sure I was expecting to hear a certain sound, which I'm not hearing in this album, right? Because he would have promoted it, but it wouldn't be on the album. Instead of like a surprise, motherfucker, here are like 20 some more songs. Was kind of crazy to do that. But I mean, again, I'm not a Drake fan, so I don't know the true diehard Drake fans. I don't know how, if that worked for y'all or what. But for me, 3 albums is a little too much to drop all at once. I mean, I get the idea of it. It's like, oh, Drake dropped 3 albums all in one night. I get it, but how many songs are gonna be recognized from that single drop? Because technically, what people know is Iceman. That's what you promoted, Iceman. So I feel like these 2 albums, they won't ever get any light or spotlight. I don't know if those are the right terms to use, but they won't ever get the same shine or light or attention as the Iceman album, because that one, it had a full rollout, it had promotions, it had all this crazy shit going around it. And then here you have these 2 other albums that are just there, and that's what it feels like. I'm not gonna intentionally go listen to them. Not because I hate Drake, no, because I'm not a fan of his current sound anymore. So I would listen to them in reference, I guess. But it's not out of, I don't want to listen to them, but I just have better shit to do. But yeah, I will eventually get to listening to them. And when I do, I hopefully I get, you know, like the nuances and the planning behind this whole thing. But to me, from what everybody's already reacting to, one, sure, it's way too many songs, and it's not really that big of a critique or that big of a problem, because yeah, it's too many songs. He's Drake. People are still gonna listen to them regardless. People are still gonna listen to the whole 3 albums. I just think, because some people logically, right? Some people are gonna say, "Oh yeah, we got 3 albums. Great. I'm gonna listen to the first album today or now, and then I'm gonna listen to the second album maybe like 3 days from now, right? Or a week from now." And I think maybe that's what he should have done, right? So that it gives room and, proper, proper, I don't know, proper timing for people to digest the first album. And then that way, Drake kind of curates, leading people to the second album and then the third album, right? But now you drop them all at once, and then you're going to have to promo the other 2 tapes after they're released, because I don't know how that's gonna happen. Or are these other 2 albums just like how some people are saying? Are these other 2 albums done solely for the purpose of getting out of your contract, or are these genuine tapes and albums that you wanted to get out, or were they just to complete the dot on the contract, or or whatever you deal with, or whatever your deal is with UMG. I don't know about that, but I think it would have worked better. Today, last night, he releases Iceman, right? Everybody's there, full on anticipation, full on intrigue and support and everybody's rocking with them. You release it, and then in the promo, maybe in the promo of Iceman, you include 2 to 3 tracks from the second album, right? And then now people are listening to Iceman and they're like, yo, but wait, in the promo, there were songs which are not on the album. What's going on, Drake? And then Drake is like, quiet or whatever. Well, Drake doesn't stay quiet, but Drake does whatever Drake does. Maybe he does some duck poses on his shit, and then after a few days, then you do a small release for the second tape using footage and materials from Iceman, right? So now everybody is intrigued again on some, huh, is there like a Iceman part two or an Iceman exclusive or deluxe edition, right? It still sparks the same intrigue that you worked on so hard by promoting Iceman, but then you use that momentum and you capitalize off of that into the second album. And then you try to come up with maybe like another strategy for the second album. It's like a silent album, and then you use that as the promotion for the third album, right? I mean, I haven't listened to the album, so I'm not even sure what the albums are about or what the context really is within those albums, but I'm sure it's about rap, beef, the game, Drake being hard, and they have to do with the Kendrick J. Cole big three beef, right? It's pretty straightforward, but I feel like there should have been more work or more thought put into the rollout other than the promotional materials, right? Like, yeah, they did frozen basketball seats for goddamn sake. They did that, but you couldn't. I don't know. For me, it's just yeah. It's just my personal opinion. To I feel like it yeah, they should have worked on this one specifically with the two other albums. I fail to see the reason why dropping all of them all at once serves any purpose other than, I don't know, other than Drake trying to act like a big boy for his fans. Like, I dropped 3 albums in one night. That's the only reason. But apart from that reason, I don't see or uh heard that there is any significance to why he rolled out 3 albums all at once. I mean, it's great. I mean, it's great if you think about it. But how many people are gonna listen to 3 albums in one sitting? Yeah, and from what I've heard, with the Iceman album, it's still Drake. I'm not saying, oh, expecting something new, and that's not necessarily what should always be the case. That every time an artist releases a song or they release an album or whatever, then it automatically has to be like some new shit all the time. But I'm just saying, if he's not doing anything new, or if he's not creatively pursuing whatever artistry form in those albums, they're just gonna feel stale. They're gonna feel like one. Another thing that I just remembered right now is that most of the tracks have a lot of beat switches, and it almost felt like that's one of the things that he piggybacked from the rap beef, right? Because they were doing a whole lot of beat switches, and now all of a sudden beat switching is like a thing now, and so now Drake is gonna make it a Drake thing that now I do beat switches. He has always done beat switches. I'm not taking that away from him, but now I feel like you know he's like trying to own it for whatever reason, and it's like really not necessary, because I feel like he's already a full complete artist, right? Because he can sing, he can definitely rap, but he just needs to source that out more within himself, right? To try to balance the two and try to, because that's the main reason why I became a fan. I became a fan of the singing Drake back when he came in the game and wanted to rap, right? So he would do rap, and I'd be like, oh yeah, Drake is rapping, and then he'd turn into singing. I'd be like, that's interesting. So those were one of my draw-ins with him because his diversity, his so I felt a lot of potential in terms of what he could create with those set of skills. But now it really just feels like it's Drake outsourcing whatever he can do, but there's not that much purpose or intention behind what he does and what he possesses. Right. But that's just my opinion, my one man opinion. And obviously, it's not like I have a track record of giving out my opinions about music, but yeah, I guess this is the one video that I figured I would, because these are the things that you know uh popped up once I started listening to the tape, because I went from one track, and then I think when I got to like the fifth track, I was like, yeah, this is good, this is good, and but there's still something missing. It didn't feel like all his other albums. All his other albums, I used to listen to them, by the way, just because I'm saying I used to listen to um, pre Young Money Drake. It means that I didn't listen to his post Young Money albums. I did. I listened to Take Care. I listened to Views from the Six. I listened to If You're Reading This Is Too Late. I listened to those albums. I loved those albums. I still do, right? But that's my point. Those albums felt, from the first track till the last track, they felt like they were done with intention. They had some purpose and thought into them. This one just feels like, oh yeah, remember that thing that happened 2 years back with the beef? And everything that's been happening since then, yeah, we're gonna talk about that in all of this. But if you think about it, a whole lot of shit happened, right? It wasn't like a you can't really, I don't know, man. It just feels like it wasn't done out of the intention for music. It was done out of needing to prove or to answer a whole bunch of theories that you think people have. But to the rest of us, we don't really give a fuck about those. We just wanted the music, bro. And I wish that you would have put more thought and intention behind the music, more than the narratives that are going out there. But I get it. I'm not a, you know, a super A-list artist who needs to cater to their fans and stuff like that. So maybe that's the part I'm not particularly understanding. But I really wish that Drake had more intention into creating this album. I feel like it didn't have that. I think the intention was more led by everything that's happening now, which I'm not saying is bad, but it didn't release the project that I'd hoped for, right? But yeah, those are just my 2 cents. And yeah, for anybody who who is a Drake fan, it's no shade, no hate. You tell me what you think of the album. Tell me how, but don't gas it though. I mean, people are gonna gas it anyway. But so go ahead and gas it. If you're gonna gas it, gas it. He's your favorite artist. It's whatever. But yeah, just let me know in the comment section below. What do you think of the album? What do you think of the first album? What do you think of the second album? What do you think of the third album? What do you think of all these albums? What do you think of the rollout? What do you think of him dropping 3 albums all at once? Do you think that was a good idea? Do you think that he could have done it better? Do you think that maybe he should have held back the 2 other albums and kind of made us be a part of the release of the other 2 albums as he did with Iceman? I'm not saying that we were actually involved, but him putting Ice people, that worked in his favor. Trust me, it did, right? But what about these 2 other albums? Are they like throwaway albums? Which is like, why? I don't know, but yeah, man. Thank you for watching the video, and let me know in the comment section, what do you think of the Drake release? If you enjoyed it, I bet you did. And for those who didn't enjoy it, why didn't you enjoy it? For those who did, why did you enjoy it? If you're a glazer, glaze away, man, glaze away. But yeah, those are my thoughts and opinions, and I guess we'll talk again on another video. Dudes.